From the articles section on our website sharonaandivo.weebly.com. Starseed, Lightworker, Earthling relationships. So many Lightworkers are interested in their twin flame relationships, and who can blame them, yet there are many who are married to Earthlings. What's the attraction? My father was a vegan Lightworker from long ago who was caught in the incarnation cycles of Earth, married to an Earthling woman. When I look at their relationship, he had his head in the clouds when he started to do the spiritual work he did, and my mother was the practical one, who paid the bills and ran the home. My father probably had some overactive chakras and was pretty ungrounded after he began his practice, but my mother was very grounded all the time. So why is that? She frankly had little capacity to be a spiritual person, despite her Pleiadian lineage, because she was so entrenched in the matrix and subject to the dark mother mind control programming. My father was the one who broke free of it, and he even knew about Lightworkers and the coming plan to create a one-world order. Ivo, many Lightworkers have married or are related to Earthling groups. The Earthling groups, families, teach them what they need to learn to acclimate to life on Earth, and the Starseed/Lightworkers will teach the Earthlings to ascend if in fact they are attempting to do so in this lifetime. They are attracted to each other to accomplish certain feats, such as transmuting the karma of the other, helping the other to stop negative patterns, helping the other to work towards ascension. Of course, the weaker partner is obviously targeted by the matrix to stand their ground and to refuse to change. Sometimes the partner cannot fight off the mind control and succumbs, other times the partner can fight the mind control and continue to change. At times, the partner will give up their body and release it to a walk-in who will continue the ascension process. This person may appear to have woken up or suddenly gotten on board with the light agenda and begin to transform themselves, as if by magic. There is also the question of the Lightworker being born into a completely Earthling family in order to transmute the family karma, which is what Sharon has done. This has allowed her father to return to Vega to begin again. He is a third-dimensional vegan now, but he will be learning in the Bardo state rather than through incarnation while remembering what he already knew. Your father was actually a sixth-dimensional vegan before he left for Earth and became trapped there. He continually reincarnated into his mother's lineage for centuries, and eventually he became a Lyran/vegan hybrid on planet Earth because of his mother's relationship to his father, who was of Lyran lineage. This lineage is still working out its propensity for violence, and you see this with your grandfather, who was a violent man, and your father who imitated what he learned from him. Me, yes. Ivo, the Lyrans who were on Earth were lower dimensionals and subject to being violent. They are not the main group from Lyra now who are peace-loving and benevolent. Me, I'm sure there are all sorts here on Earth. All kinds of galactic history still sitting in our DNA. These people haven't been allowed to evolve, so they behave as their galactic ancestors did eons ago. Ivo, your mother, coming from Pleiadian lineage, was more advanced in many ways than your father's family. Me, lol, she thought so. Ivo, they considered themselves upper crust, because they had money. Me, yes. My grandmother used to sew for Queen Wilhelmina. They were good seamstresses. Ivo, but they were not inordinately violent. Your father's side was. These are the old bloodlines that came from earlier times not being allowed to mature and ascend. So they remain largely as their forefathers were, the lower frequency Vegans, Pleiadians, and Lyrans. You can best believe that any partnership established upon Earth is done so for the advancement of the souls involved. You incarnated into your family because you were there to transmute their aggressive, pathological nature. Me, great. Ivo, and you have done this. This is why you loved the hippies, they were peaceniks. It is unusual that an entire family be starseeds because there needs to be enough of Earth's karma in the family circle that the karma can be cleared, and this falls to usually 1 or 2 people. Earth has not been able to clear its negative karma since the overtake of the planet 12,000 years ago, after Atlantis, and it was high time for this to occur. Many indigos came in to do this. It is important that you were born among the Earthlings. Otherwise the benefit to their bloodlines, and the collective in general would be minimal. Now you will see families coming in with many of the young children either being old advanced earth souls in crystalline bodies of higher activation, or star seeds coming in from other planets/realms. This is because Earth is in a period of transformation now. Earth souls who are not partaking of the ascension are leaving the planet. Earth souls who will undergo ascension are staying. Yes, the population will decline. And yes, Homo sapiens will go extinct eventually. Younger families have children now of higher DNA activation, whether they be Earthlings or starseeds. These children have needs that are different from the normal human on Earth. In the same way that Sharon never visits a doctor because they never can tell her what is wrong with her, these crystalline children require healing at levels that are not available to the majority on this planet yet. Me, yes. I saw my vegan starseed grandnephew turn his nose up at beef and bawl his eyes out at what we used to call chemical cake. He wasn't eating any of it. I hope they kept him off sugar, but I'll bet they didn't. Ivo, these children will have their own challenges to face with respect to health, but there will be new research and ways to help them. It has to do with the elimination of the old system, to change what you call healthcare to something that is benevolent to the body, and there are many pioneers active today. However, there are just as many disinformationists available as well. You must understand this, there are still many forces wanting to hold you back, to keep you from ascending, and this is what your current healthcare focuses around, keeping you sick. The children will appear to have special needs, but they are simply more advanced humans in more advanced bodies than most realize. Most Earthlings do not understand ascension because they are told they were apes a few thousand years ago, so they believe that they are the most advanced species on your Earth. They do not seem to understand that the process of evolution is continuing. Some believe it has stalled because they are the pinnacle of nature's achievement. Do not worry for these new children. They will be far more physically resilient than any Earthling has been to date, and they will prevail. There are those who can help them already with health matters, however they do not broadcast themselves out of fear of being found out and exterminated. Me, I feel like there is an underground in so many industries, just waiting to hit the mainstream to benefit all on this earth. It's a question of getting the bad guys out of power and then we can start to heal this planet in real time. Ivo, yes. It will be soon enough. Me, one more point that came up. The reason you're with an Earthling rather than a starseed in your relationship is because you were attracted to this person, or I should say, you were attracted to each other, because you both had similar issues through having been parented. Now, universal law dictates that the person you are with is the person you have chosen to help trigger off these issues so that you can heal yourself, and hopefully your partner will do the same, otherwise only one bloodline gets healed, yours. It's a double whammy, really.